Hello my dear students, you are all welcome to my channel Study Parlor. I am Ranjan sir and I am going to teach you today formal invitation. Formal invitation is a kind of card invitation, and there is another kind of invitation, that is informal invitation, a kind of invitation through which we invite our friends and relatives, generally in the form of letter format. And invitation, as you know, is a kind of request that we make to our friends and relatives and acquaintance on the occasion of some social functions like wedding, birth, death, anniversary, and some other public program like school program, school cultural day, school annual day, and some other programs, so to say, our opening a showroom, opening a shop. Actually we conduct and we invite our friends and guests and relatives through our formal invitation, that is card format, invitation. So this has certain type of structure, so that I am going to teach you today. And I think and I hope if you follow me throughout the video, if you follow me right from the beginning to the end, and if you follow me attentively, I hope and I can assure you that you can never forget to write formal invitation in any phase of your life. So follow me. That suppose you are Mrs. or Mr. S.P. Bansal. Now you are conducting or you are arranging a program on the auspicious occasion of your son's marriage. Now write the invitation for your friends. So this is one kind of question that generally comes. And in that case, what will be the structure? In that case, the structure will be, sometimes the names are provided and sometimes not. And in that case, you have to invent the names. And what will be that? Generally, what is the structure? If you follow me, as you can see on the board, if you follow me, first Mrs. and Mr. S.P. Bansal. Here is the person who is inviting you. Now, what is the question? Formal invitation, as we know, is a kind of request that we make to our friends and relatives. So initially we have to mention that, and we have to maintain right from the beginning to the end our courteous approach, our sincere and polite approach and attitude towards them. It is just as you can see on the board. So what is written? Mrs. and Mr. S.P. Bansal. Here there will be Mrs. and Mr. S.P. Bansal. Who is inviting? His name will be written here first, and both husband and wife. Next, as it is a kind of request, every invitation is a kind of request, so it is clearly written, Mrs. and Mr. S.P. Bansal request the pleasure of your benign presence on the auspicious occasion of marriage. That I highlighted. What is the special occasion? What is the program? That I have highlighted here, the marriage. I wrote it in different way to highlight. And then marriage of what? Of their son. What is the name? That also I highlighted. With whom he is going to be married? That is Antara. And who is Antara? Antara is the daughter of P.K. Agarwal. And here also you can write daughter of Mrs. and Mr. P.K. Agarwal. That also you can write. And then what is we have to mention in detail where is the program and what is the time, what is the time schedule of the program, and when and where. All these things, who, which, when, where, all these things, that is all kinds of information is to be provided in our letter. So I wrote at 7 p.m. Friday 27 March 20 . And then where is the location? What is the program location? Where is the program going to be held? At Sweta Bhavan, BS Road, Dharmshala. So these kinds of information is to be provided in our invitation letter. So this is the structure of formal invitation. And then after that, at last, after the invitation is over, in the left hand side we have to mention RSVP. RSVP, as we know, it is the French expressions whose full form is Répondez s'il vous plaît, and its meaning is please reply. So this is the formal or technical term you have to write. And then who is inviting? That his full name is to be written, what I wrote at the beginning of this letter. So Satyaprakash Bansal He is inviting, and what is his address? 37 MG Road, Dharamshala, 71. And sometimes here the phone number or contact number is to be provided. And in the right hand side, in the same line, in the same place, with best compliments from relatives and friends. So this is the layout, this is the structure of formal invitation. Now these kinds of invitation, if it is suppose instead of the marriage of his son Rishi with Antara, if it is not, suppose it is the opening of your showroom, opening of your gym, opening of your parlor, then in that case what will be written? Initially you have to write the name of the shop and the address, and then you have to mention that you are inviting whom. You are inviting you. I am inviting, I have the pleasure, or I request the pleasure of your benign presence, or you have to write the name of the concern, name of the institution. Then you have to write that request the pleasure of your benign presence on the auspicious occasion of opening our showroom, or opening our shop, opening our parlor, opening our gym, all these things. And then you have to give the exact detail. Instead of this Rishi with Antara, all these things will not come, and then will come at 7 p.m. Friday 27 March 20 double cross at Sweta Bhavan, BS Road, Dharamshala. All these things will come. What is the location? The location of the shop, location of the showroom, or whatever is actually the program, that is to be mentioned in detail. And then exactly RSVP, what is written, the name of the person who is inviting, and then his address, and even then after that contact number. And then in the right hand side, with best compliments from relatives and friends. This will not come in that case. Okay, so this is the formal structure. And sometimes in the exam it is written that Mr. What is written? Mr. S.P. Bansal has invited you on the marriage of his son. Now write the reply invitation accepting it. If it is so, then what to write? Write the reply invitation accepting it. And now what is the reply invitation? That also I wrote. So this has also a similar structure. What is the structure? Who is inviting? Your name is to be written. Then after that you have to mention, you will be very courteous and you will be very glad to accept the invitation. So I wrote, Mr. P.K. Agarwal takes the pleasure in accepting the kind invitation of who invited you? Mrs. and Mr. S.P. Bansal. On what purpose? To the marriage of their son Mayank. Then you have to write the exact time of the program, date, and then year. Everything in detail, and the program, where the program is to be held, that is to be mentioned here at 7 p.m. Friday 27 March 20 double cross. And where is the program going to be held? It is Sweta Bhavan, BS Road, Dharamshala, 71. Here nothing is to be written. In case of reply is actually very shorter than even the main invitation. So this is the reply accepting the invitation. And now in some other cases also, sometimes in the exam comes, it will be written that Mr. S.P. Bansal has invited you on the marriage of his sons on that particular date, and then write the invitation declining it. So sometimes the question comes in the exam in this way, write the invitation declining it, and in that case what to be written? Now you are Mr. P.K. Agarwal. Here not Mrs. You have been invited, so you will write it, you will reply it, and why you are declining, that cause is to be mentioned. So first initially you should say in what reference you are replying and in what reference you are declining the invitation. So you have to mention exactly in detail. So Mr. P.K. Agarwal sincerely thanks Mrs. and Mr. S.P. Bansal for the kind invitation to the marriage of their son Mayank. On what? On which date? On 27th March 20 double cross at 7 p.m. This is the invitation, this is the program that you have got or received. Now you are replying that you are glad to accept this. Okay, but regret his inability, because formal invitation is always written in third person. as informal invitation is always written in first and second person. It is the difference. And in structure also it is difference. As we know, formal invitation is the card invitation, whereas the informal invitation is the personal letter structure. So that is different. So, and it is written in third person. So it is written, but regret his inability to attend. What is the cause? This cause is to be written. A very short cause, because of prior engagement. But after that, you must not forget to wish them. You are declining the invitation. Why declining? That also cause is to be mentioned, and you are mentioning that cause. But you have to wish that. That is the courtesy, because every invitation demands our courtesy, our civility, our polite behavior and polite acceptance, our gratitude to accept the invitation. And also, if we are actually unable to accept that, we have to decline that, and with much courtesy, civility, and then we have to wish that let the program be successful. If in case of some other public programs, and if you are invited other public programs, in such public programs if you are invited and you cannot attend, then in that case you are declining. Then you have to mention that cause. But he is glad to wish Mayank for a blissful conjugal life. That you mention, okay? But he is glad to wish Mayank for a blissful conjugal life. So this is generally the structure of formal invitation, then accepting the invitation, and then declining the invitation. I think you understand. You have really understood. And if still there is any query or problem, you must ask me in my comment box, and I will be ready always to reply to your query. And with that, I must actually request you to, if you understood it, you please like my video and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon, so that as soon as I upload my new video, you can immediately receive that and you can enjoy the benefit of my classes online. Immediately